Hey guys, what's going on? Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency video. Let's get into the news. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and here we go. Mr. B XRP at XRP Mister. It's true, Ripple has made a few more awesome hires. More importantly, you should ask yourself why they are driven to join Ripple. And then Paul Kellogg right below, the intelligent people know Ripple hires the best people for business reasons to achieve their goal to put a dent in the universe. Dent in the universe, this was said by Nevin Gupta of Ripple, and says they don't worry about immediate prices, it's all about the Ripple objective. And I wholeheartedly agree, guys. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. Do not just watch one YouTube video and invest without thinking. I did tons and tons of research for a long time before investing in anything, especially when it's your hard-earned money. But this, by far, when this is successful as well, I think that XRP will literally be the best performing investment that I've ever had, period. Because I have big expectations for what's coming. Now, as Mr. BXRP says here, why on earth would Ripple actually get, and if you look at that LinkedIn and look at their network, they're on stage with some of the highest tier officials. We're talking, central bank leaders. Why would people from Goldman Sachs, Facebook, Apple, Google all leave their top positions to come work for Ripple? Is it because they're really just some mere startup? Or is the actual reality much crazier and they actually understand what's going on during this industry revolution to create the internet of value? Question. They're not joining some scam. They're not joining some pump and dump. This is not the most elaborate Wall Street scam that's ever been created. This is actually a company that's being widely successful and is actually innovating and solving one of the greatest pain points. And there's a lot of things that contribute to this. Of course, there's luck, there's skill, there's an actual niche market that's needed to solve a pain point. You know what else, though? Timing. Look at what is happening in the global economy, not only when it comes to liquidity, but the overall economic status. This is going to be the everything bubble. It's much more than just real estate. I mean, we can pay attention to all of the negative interest rates that are going on. It's much more than mere student loans. We are actually coming during a very tumultuous time, especially with the trade war. Everything is affecting each other. Everything has a rippling effect. No pun intended. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf, Coils, Just Moon. This is Stephen Thomas, former CTO of Ripple. He actually left to spearhead and create the Coil initiative, and that is really web monetization utilizing the XRP ecosystem. And he's also the co-creator of Interledger Protocol, or ILP, which will essentially Interledger bridge all of these ledgers and be able to work with any type of agnostic form of value. And of course, he's pushing to spearhead the XRP, adoption. So Coils Just Moon, again, this is Stephen Thomas, said that ILP, Interledger Protocol, can be propelled into the business finance sector via web monetization. The major advantage of web monetization is the easy adoption path, since it requires minimum effort to get people to experiment with it. And I highly recommend you just go on Ripple's YouTube channel. They just released another Ripple Drop episode, and he does discuss this in more depth and detail. Next, Cryptopolis, and I saw him do a killer live stream on Brad Kimes' YouTube channel the other day. Very smart guy. Right here, negative rates will spread to the US. It's only a matter of time. Again, Paul Kellogg, really like what this guy's saying. I've been retweeting a lot of his information, short and concise, right to the point. And he says, and negative interest rates will drive people into digital assets, like cryptocurrencies, for example, for capital preservation, plus appreciation as the world gravitates to more efficiency and consensus. Nothing else to add. Well said. Next, we got La Hoya, or whatever, however you say it, and it's HOYA Critic. All these people that were comfortable buying XRP and said they'd be willing to hold it for years are finding it's a lot harder to do so. Absolutely. Talk is cheap. We're all going to be tested here, including me. I am not on a pedestal. I have my daily struggle as well, especially watching price for so long. You can only accumulate for so long before you start questioning and saying, holy crap, could I be wrong? And whenever I get to that point, I go back to the fundamentals. And just like here, the Jester Ghost, stick to the fundamentals. Emotions, that's a part of investing. And that's why there's so few successful investors, because they succumb to emotions. It's a head game. I'm looking at the fundamentals. I'm keeping my eyes on the prize. Why on earth would I sell, even if you're at a loss, when you realize what's going on with the economy? You need to hedge your bet. When the economy collapses, I'm expecting digital assets to also appreciate while everything else is crashing. Not financial advice, guys. Right here, I Am Legion just tagging me in this. A great, video clip that Stuart_XRP shared. And I know this has already gone viral. The future is here. Blockchain and digital assets drive change. And it's Marcus Treacher of Ripple. He's the global head of strategic accounts of Ripple. And this is all the way back in 2017. Don't get mad that it's old news. This is very important to pay attention to. And of course, you've seen this video in the chart, adoption considerations and tactics. And again, what basically that Marcus is saying in this video, he's talking about cryptocurrencies becoming mainstream in the world of payments and commerce, having a significant effect. And, this is back in 2017, and just saying it's a mere fantasy to move to this overnight from, fiat currency, this digital system, into true cryptographic networks in the world of interbanking. Talking about proof of concept successfully, piloting the use case of XRP, and it's all a part of this ultimate goal for XRP to be the primary asset for payments within the banking system, not outside of the banking system. They're working with regulators. That is key to the successful adoption of XRP. All right, so we talk about POCs, proof of concepts. We're really between 2 and 3, I'd say so, with regulatory clarity, and then along with creating market liquidity. So we have to incentivize these market makers, these liquidity providers, MMs and LPs, as I always say. And we've been making significant progress. This is 2017 during this huge bull run, and this is what he's sticking to: the fundamentals. All right, adoption is simply a matter of time. It is 2019, guys. It's almost been 2 years since this point, and the progress we've made is insane. I love watching, the barriers to entry back then, and then looking at all the on-ramps that we've created, especially in regulation too. You have to consider that with these other countries as well. It is truly a domino effect. It's insane. Next, Matthew Linney sharing this little diagram on the Internet of Value, and this is really, really cool. I really appreciate this share. So, Internet of Value, of course, we have the current networks today, ACH, Swift, Visa, different, ISO, a MasterCard, and then we're actually utilizing the Interledger protocol. That's the symbol for the Interledger protocol, and it can connect all networks, whatever, it doesn't matter if they're using their own native walled gardens and their own type of, central bank digital currencies, or, a MasterCard digital currency or asset in their walled gardens or Visa. It really doesn't matter because it's helping bridge. And if we get the messaging standards to be all the same, like ISO 222, which is the typical messaging standard that will be merging hopefully by 2025, the latest, they can all communicate and interchange. The keyword I would say is interoperate, all right, between networks to banks, and then with open APIs, actually connect to all the various platforms as well. And for example, we have some monsters here: SAP, Salesforce. You can see Corda here, PayPal, Apple Pay, Alipay, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, all kinds of platforms. And then everything in social media. And then keep in mind, when we're talking about ILP, we're not just talking about remittance. We're not just talking about Coil with web monetization. We're not just talking about micro payments. We're talking about all exchanges of value, whether that's big or small. That is huge. All right. And then right here, I just want to share this XRP boy cool quote: the electric light did not come from the continuous improvement of candles. Well said. You can't just keep looking at the past. Sometimes you just have to innovate and create something completely new to truly, shake the system, be a market disruptor. And that is what XRP is. And then right here, Chip, XRP Minute, definite, follow and subscribe to YouTube channel on the XRP Minute. And he says, and this is what Henry Ford said back in the day with the Model Ts and everything. And when he, really innovating and creating the cars and the automobile. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Absolutely. I love that. That's so powerful. Matthew Linney again, reminder, Hyperledger plus XRP. Just going to read this really quick. So Ripple, through our partnership with Hyperledger, developers worldwide will be able to access the ILP in Java for enterprise use. Stephen Thomas, Ripple CTO at the time, the Hyperledger Quilt projects connect Hyperledger blockchains with other ILP-capable payment systems such as the XRP Ledger, Ethereum, Bitcoin like the Lightning Network, Litecoin, Mojaloop, and RippleNet. And we already know the connections of Mojaloop and Ripple, so I'm excited with that. And they have, close attention to the, ILP as well, helping us to deliver on our vision for an internet of value. Again, as I always say, and as everyone says, where money moves as information does today. All right, next, Mr. Rippleman. Right here, a few things to think about, and this is Brad Garlinghouse on stage discussing. So there are 4 miners, giant mining pools in China, and they control over 51%, not just 50%, over 51% of the Bitcoin network and all of the Bitcoin. So how do we know that the Chinese Communist Party won't intervene in controlling Bitcoin, or already does? How many countries want to use a Chinese-controlled currency? And this, again, the video is shared by Jack the Rippler at Ripple XRP, and it's IE. It ends in IE. And then again, It's highly probable China controls Bitcoin, the maximalists, one creating some fake profiles. And again, right here, $560 million worth of Bitcoin is dumped into the market every month. This is just an example. This is not true. This does nothing good in return for crypto, yet people want to talk about Ripple selling XRP. Meanwhile, Ripple has done more with the money for the entire crypto sphere than any other group ever has. And that's absolutely true. People act like Bitcoin and Ethereum are leading this revolution. Bitcoin, old technology, it's susceptible to 51% attacks. Ethereum, we already know with Plasma, Casper, all these initiatives, it cannot scale. It is really being tested right now. And even, in my opinion, Vitalik Buterin, the founder and creator of Ethereum, and again, he's having his own doubts and struggles at this time. Fun fact, even though Ethereum's second in market cap and rank, that does not mean anything. He was sleeping on the couch back in the day working with Stephen Thomas and David Schwartz of Ripple. Ripple inspired Ethereum's idea and creation, and really it's just an improved version of Bitcoin with smart contract capabilities. And now this video, Brad Garlinghouse is literally just talking about, Bitcoin, sure, it's a great, social experiment. It is proof, and it stands for really democratizing the world of payments. But at the end of the day, it's dangerous. You cannot choose it because it's so far susceptible and inferior to XRP in every single way. So watch where you're investing in. Bitcoin, what do I know though? It could 10x. Crazy things have happened. But I am personally not risking it, or at least a large position in my portfolio is in XRP. The fundamentals. Price is going to follow. Lastly, XRP Crypto Wolf, the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, is working to develop a quantum-resistant cryptocurrency. It was revealed during the Billington Cybersecurity 10th Annual Summit in D.C. And again, Crypto Wolf's just asking a question for David Schwartz, current CTO of Ripple. Can you comment your thoughts on this since you worked for the NSA back in the day? And David Schwartz says, I'm glad to have the NSA working on a problem that the entire cryptocurrency space will need solutions to sooner or later. Obviously, we should all treat any new cryptographic primitives that originate with the NSA with skepticism and not rush to adopt them. And guys, remember, quantum computing is really, really emerging. Quantum computing, just think of quantum mechanical phenomena. There's all kinds of new, different types of computation, whether it's superposition, entanglement. It's completely different to this digital world we, can do today. Quantum computers are so powerful. It's not even funny. So this is going to be a whole new game changer on how to create quantum resistant networks. This is, a whole nother thing to talk about, a whole new emerging technology where it does not just follow the regular laws and, standards that we're used to. So very, very interesting. Super cool that David Schwartz answered XRP Crypto Wolf. And guys, the future is exciting without a doubt. Do not let the price stand still get you down right now. You have to look at the fundamentals. You have to look ahead. You have to look at the roadmap. Keep reminding yourself when things get tough. All right? That's all. And again, remember, I'm not telling you to sell. You do what you want to do. There's 2,000 other projects. If you want to go back to, sell it at a loss or a win, do you. But for me, I'm here for the long game. Nothing's going to change, and I'll continue to cover this news day in and day out. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Thanks.